Hey everybody, my Virgos. Welcome back to Virgo Tarot, well, Virgo Assets Tarot. And I know it's been a little minute, but we're back and we're going to talk about April. And the first reading we're going to do is about love. So we're going to do a love reading for you and set this off right like we never left. Okay. Bow your eyes and close. Bow your head and close your eyes. Dear God, please breathe through this space. Flow your divine breath. And let us be able to channel the frequencies of love. Channel the frequencies of love, of power, strength, of healing. And all that is you, we pray. Amen and Ashe. Okay. Let's see what's popping. Okay, Spirit. Holy Spirit, divine consciousness that is all-knowing and omnipresent. What do the people coming to this space need to be prepared for when it comes to love in April? All right. Let's do beginning of April, right? All right. Now let's just do April. What's popping in April for the people that come to this space, Spirit? Okay, there's going to be communication, maybe. Or it has something to do with an air sign. That's Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Doesn't have to be. But this can be finding balance, having more communication. Or this can have something to do with writing or lyricism with the air element. Okay, what are the challenges here? The challenge here, if you are a masculine, then it's coming into a sense of wealth, having important contacts, etc. Or if you are a feminine, having people around you that you can trust, operating in confidence, not dealing with people that's deceitful, you know, and I love this card, actually. And it also talks about finding ways that everybody can benefit and eat that's around you, that are not operating in deceitful and lies and all of that BS that you ain't got time for. You know, you don't want people around you that you got to question, right? So why is that a challenge? Why is that a challenge, Spirit? Because somebody that didn't learn the lessons in life and thought that they can just keep climbing and not, hey, stop it, my cat trying to pull the camera down, you guys. And thought that they can just keep climbing and taking and not operating on specific principles and not gonna fall. You know, somebody operating in that energy, and that's a taker, because this is all about just being a nasty, dark energy, again, with the devil. You know, this is nasty, dark energy, barely wanting to give anything, but have all these demands and commands that they wouldn't give, or wanting things that they wouldn't do or supply, you know, in whatever shape, form, or fashion. Just being lost in a dark cycle. Like, look at them. Nothing but a little drop of nothing, of shell, giving a shell to the ocean and wanting everything. Just dark, just shadowy, just stuck in their own just nasty tornado energy. This may have something to do with a water sign. That's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Or this can be somebody dealing with spiritual matters, or somebody that may be in a creative space. But this is somebody who has this nasty energy, who may be very obsessive, very they may be sexually hyper, like, you know, hypersexuality, like sex addiction type of energy. They may be they may have addictions, period. You know, maybe drugs, it may be alcohol, it could be sex, it could be anything. This is somebody who operates more in envious energy, jealous energy, all of that. Just gross, right? Okay. Clarify this air element. So maybe you're coming out to speak more. Or maybe you're going to be dealing with an air sign. I don't know. But you're coming out of an uncomfortable situation, right? That just felt like it was just, you had to be on guard all the time and be ready to fight all the time in this way or this way or this way or this angle and this kind of way. And just, you just tired. It just put you in a bad situation and position, right? And now you're in a situation where you're around old friends and exchanging ideas and just feeling happy, right? And this comes from taking the time to work on yourself spiritually, to fast, to fast. And when it talks about fasting, it's your lower desires, you know. Maybe not just giving yourself freely or whatever way. Rather, if it's even this is not for kids. So matter if it's just like masturbation, you know, like that's still, you can still abuse that with yourself. Like that's not what it's there for, you know. And that's just giving out more of your spiritual energy rather than cultivating and harnessing to develop it, to grow something, you know. And to connect with somebody and have that energetic connection at that time. And I'm not down or shaming nobody for doing nothing, but whatever it is that you need to not just cleanse but have more discipline with, that affects your body, your mind, and your spirit, that's what you need to be doing, right? And in the midst of doing that and associating with friends and exchanging ideas and having that happiness, that's going to be communicated. Okay, why? All right. Tell me again more about this air element. Somebody got a lot to say. Okay, they let us know. Because when this 8 of fire is exploding like this, somebody got a lot to say. So, but then you have this message from air in reverse. So you're in a position already where you already felt like some of your relatives, you couldn't include them in your work. You may be a little overwhelmed. And maybe that's where the fights came from. Maybe it came with family, you know. But you may be a little bit overwhelmed and don't know, kind of feel like you don't really know which way to go. Not necessarily not know which way to go, but you're starting to feel like you may get stagnant. Forgot to put it on airplane mode. Somebody just called my phone, but we're gonna get right back to it. So we were talking about this, right? Okay. I know we were talking about this one. Message of air in reverse. So you may be a little overwhelmed and you may just feel like you almost stagnant. You didn't even know that you were, you know, like overdoing it. Be okay with taking advice from more seasoned individuals that you can trust. And at the same time, while you're in that energy and you're fasting and you're exchanging ideas with people and not wanting to deal with no more deceit and no lies, somebody has something to say. What they gotta say, Spirit? With the earth element at the top of the deck. What's happening? Who's exploding all this energy? Like this energy is like somebody had a crush, you know, and they've been holding them back all this time, and they just like explode with communication. And out of nowhere, y'all just talking. And the way it explodes, it makes other people look like, what? And it has an effect on different areas of your life. So this is some big energy right here, and it's moving fast. Okay, talk to us about this 8 of fire. Okay, so what it's saying is when this big explosion of energy comes in to talk to you, I wonder if it's that energy. Remember the the obligations you have to your family life and your work life, and handle all your legal stuff. And don't be feeling like you need somebody or you're trying to fill a void. Because if you do, you end up dealing with that nasty energy again, that taker. Could be a water sign. Definitely got some water. I see water and air that may be associated with you. Okay. What else? What's coming out? Who's coming with this energy? Who's coming with this 8 of fire energy? Tell us that, Spirit. It's a masculine energy. Clarify. I don't know though. It might be a snake. They're a charmer. Want to be a couple. Okay, so somebody is going to come with the energy like they want to add their resources, their knowledge, and they want to cooperate, right? They're going to bring their organizing mind, right? And over time, you'll see more and more that they want to cooperate, but it's upside down. This doesn't really have a reversal, but I like to pay attention to when stuff is upside down, because then over here it's saying that you should join forces, right? And joining forces and bringing your logic and your emotions together, and it creates new opportunities for other people, right? Like it's like the lioness at the temple doors. It's almost like becoming gatekeepers or the people of opportunities to make it into new thresholds and new levels internally or externally within your life, right? But this is a charmer. It might be a snake, you know, to somebody who's already a little, you know, successful. And they know how to charm. And they want the woman with the communication and healing skills. So I don't know if I'm talking to the masculine or the feminine, but there's energy here of somebody who has healing and great healing and communication skills, right? Rather if you did journalism, if you did you was an influencer, if you was a host, whatever you did that would show that you have trained communication skills, that's an asset to this person. And that you may have, and you have healing skills. You know, I don't know if you were a doctor, if you were a it talks about being a massage therapist, it talks about, you know, different things of that nature, right? Maybe you did energy work, but stuff to do with mainly with the body and relieving pain. So you have an ability to help relieve pain and to communicate. Somebody want to love you and feel like y'all is made for each other, right? What's up with this snake right here, though? Let's clarify. It's a woman. Clarify again. What's her energy? The energy of this woman. So it came out in reverse. Not necessarily attached to a negative card. So positively, the card that came out in clarification for this charming card is a female who is very sensual, very graceful, very knows how to speak her opinion or thoughts without being aggressive. So very feminine, very sweet. You know, she has interest in science, and she has spiritual abilities, and also has interest in like healing, you know, and herbalism, stuff like that, medicine. And she's a charmer, right? Okay, upside down, this could be somebody who is very, what's the word? You know what, I want to skip the exact word. Hold on real quick. Hook y'all up real quick. Vanity, that's the word I was looking for. So this can be a love conflict with somebody with a lot of pride and vanity as well. So keep, you know, an open mind. if it's one or the other. Is it actually that person, you know, with those kind of skill sets, or they just know how to charm? They just know how to get in, right? When I clarified, somebody is about to get rewarded for their work and their abilities, their skill sets, and it can come in different ways, and that they also have a gift with dealing with things of the earth. So I don't know if you do agriculture, if you mind, if you do anything like that, but that would be successful as well. But either way, you're going to get somebody's going to get something because of their work and their skill sets, and it puts somebody else in complete desperation. So it looked like we got it all in 1 year. I was going to do a love reading and then do like an abundance or money situation reading, but it seemed like it's coming all at once. So anywho, somebody just feels left out and abandoned and depressed and has anxiety, and everybody forgot about them and don't know which way to go, and just sick. They just feel sick in the head, you know, and they just feel outcasted in that energy. Like, just what? You're just gonna leave me on the side of the cliff at the edge of the freaking mountain on an island, you know, of my own. And this person didn't know how to get, you know, to not only accept the respect that was supposed to be given to them without their own judgments, but yeah, they didn't know how to allow somebody to honor them. Interesting. Clarify that. Top of the deck. It's time to come out of hiding. So somebody's going to come out to where people can notice them and be seen. Clarify that. 6 of Fire. Yeah, somebody is stuck. What else? Somebody is stuck and they want to negotiate. Somebody wants to try to negotiate something that's outside of just, you know, a physical love. That must be what they were pertaining to originally. So somebody wants to show that they are not greedy, and that they can negotiate and get things done without it just being lust. Okay, let me see what else is here. There's a lot going on here. Okay, Spirit. What's in the near future that my Virgos coming to this space need to be aware of the most? Ooh, y'all get some confusing energy up in here, y'all. Clarify this right here. All right, so there's a feminine energy that's going to be sitting in her godly energy, right? Things, her blessings just going to start to align, and then she's going to love the position that she's in and how she can assist, you know, the community with that, and just enjoy the honors and the achievements and the position and the life that she'll be able to live by doing her part, you know, and operating at the same time in that motherly, nurturing energy, that protective, motherly type of energy that she wants to operate in. But there's some kind of stagnation here of getting some kind of project off the ground or moving forward with something, and it has to do with hidden enemies, with people that you shouldn't even share your ideas with, because they really don't want to hear that shit. Like, they don't want to hear you do good. And trusting them, like, basically this card is about like believing too much in somebody's integrity, like having too much belief in the integrity of another person when they'll really do anything, they'll really use anything against you. Like, you'll be over there looking at a crocodile, like they're so it talks about being an enemy in camouflage. Like, you may or may not know, but this is definitely somebody that has close proximity to you. that has your information up close and personal. And they just got a gun behind the tree, waiting, watching, while you over there hanging out with some crocodiles. You know, like that should be the enemy, right? No, it's somebody in the distance that's watching everything. And this has a warning. The card has a warning. Don't be moved by pride, by materials, you know. And what else was it? Greed. It was greed. It was greed, pride, and something else. But basically, like, just stay centered and with dealing with this individual, and don't boast about your achievements because they don't want to hear it. They'll act like they do, but they don't want to hear it. They hate you on the low, and they looking for something, you know. And this is a love connection. Hold on, because this is like the best love card ever. So I'm gonna clarify this. But in clarifying this 5 of air, the hidden enemy, somebody is off balance and they feel like they missed out. They feel like they missed out. Like they looking for another opportunity. Like they just don't know, you know, they feel like it was a big win and they missed out on. And maybe that big win could have been this relationship. Because this is like a deep kind of connection and love. With this card right here, this 2 of water. It's about connecting on a spiritual plane. Beyond materials. You know, every level. And then just feasting and being in joy and laughing and just enjoying in a pure way each other's presence and energy and alignment. Tell me more about this right here. Tell me more about that energy right there. Dang it. Yeah, it's going to be fake. Somebody coming in fake. Sorry, you guys. This is the highest form of treachery. When this card comes out in reverse, it's the highest form of treachery. Ooh. And they going to come for something to do with your... They don't want to see you succeed. It's something they're not going to be able to handle. Like they don't want to see you succeed without them. So that's deep. Okay, so that's enough with that. They want to take your whole light and joy. They don't want to see you succeed. And they're willing to do anything. That's dangerous. They have no integrity. That's what the card said. Like, don't try to bet on some form of integrity. Because they don't have it. Alright, let's see. What else do they need to know before we close this out, Spirit? What else do they need to know? Something is, a boat has sank. This could be a family. This could be a business. It can be a relationship. This can be a group, you know, but it didn't work out. It sunk. Why is that important to understand? Because somebody feels a way about it. Wait, hold on. Clarify this. Should have brought out a few more decks, huh? Already be ready. Okay. Let's clarify this 3 air. What else? So it's an undertone of of rapidly waters behind the ex situation. Somebody feels away. Somebody feels all shaken up when it comes to their love and their values, because they had something that could have been a good partnership. This partnership aligned with their love language and values. It was resourceful. It caused natural transformation and to deal with shadows in your depth. It had good communication, with the ability to have good communication. And discipline. And it was going to require discipline, which is all solid attributes. You know, you say a person is solid or a relationship is solid. That's the attributes of something being solid. But now it's rocky, and but it's silent. So maybe that explosion of energy and somebody coming and having something to say, it might not be pretty. They may be blaming you for all of their pain and hurt and all of this, because they think that you're doing good. I don't know if I'm talking to the masculine or the feminine, but because in the midst of all of this, it looks like the feminine energy is doing good. Like she's changing her world with her skill sets that she trained over years of time. Somebody don't like it. Somebody want to go to war. What's the advice here, Spirit? First, get advice for the feminine, because it like her energy is higher in this situation. Abrupt changes. Make some abrupt changes when it comes to a karmic cycle. Dealing with somebody that act like they want to cooperate, but they really don't. Clarify that. Oh, I'm gonna slide that because I didn't feel right. Clarify that energy. Yeah, just make sure you handling your legal stuff and your logistics and your whatever it is that you are already committed to, and you'll be able to take groups across new waters spiritually to reach new depth within their lives and transform yours at the same time. Okay, now give me some advice for the masculine. Ooh, clarify. Interesting. So first you had maybe this wasn't upside down. Anyway, after you take a L, somebody took a financial L, right? You felt like you lost it all, and then something's happening where you're gonna get new love, right? This is that new love that connects with you through time. Like it feels like it reminds you of your past, your present, and you can see a future with this person. It's I don't know, it might be a test though, or maybe it's gonna cause you to lose it all, because at the same time, in clarification, you have feeling like you just belong to each other, like just bringing them around the family, like everywhere you go, it's like you guys are on an island of your own, right? But at the same time, there's an L here. There's like falling into the lower desires of yourself, and then feeling imprisoned within your mind, feeling trapped on the island of your own, worried about what other people have to say, because this is about that too. Or maybe somebody goes to prison. You know, that could happen too. But if it's not literal, then this is like the imprisonment that you have created for yourself, worried about the outside eyes and thoughts and things of that nature. Clarify the prisoner. Clarify the prisoner. So somebody is gonna take a L during a time. There's a lot going on. Somebody is gonna experience heartbreak and financial loss while watching somebody else win, and come out of that and be in an energy that's inspiring others, utilizing their art or their words or a cause, something with a positive cause that pulled them out of a destructive community or group or family situation or relationship. Whatever their village was, pulled them out of it. So, to the feminine energy here, don't be afraid to lead those karmic cycles and just keep on going. And to my masculine, it's the same thing. I want to say the same thing, but it's different. Like, it looks like the feminine energy, you already did more work. To the ladies that I'm talking to, like my Virgo women that had already done the work, it's time for you to eat off of what you have already trained and done in the heartbreaks and the trials and the tribulations and the deceit and the lies and all of that. That's behind you now. You're not in that war no more. You're not in that bag no more. You're coming out clean. You know, and people's not gonna like that. Especially people who had the opportunity to be your partner in love and business. And then men, you're going to take some L's, you know, in order to go through that cycle that you need to go through to come out on the other side and have love and abundance. But you kind of still more fresh into it, you know, like you got to accept the L's and then come out. And on the other side of coming out and getting through that is something fresh and new, you know, but you got to earn it. And if you still in that karmic cycle, low vibration, submitting to your lower self in every single way energy, then it's gonna be a while for you, you know. And then whoever I'm talking to, don't trust people with your thoughts and your ideas. Some people do not want to see you do good, especially not better than them, or to even think that that's a option, right? All right, so that's it. Peace and love, you guys. Talk to you again soon.